Karazhan. It's partly guild, it's partly pug. Whatever, we're just screwing around. Whatever. It's Friday night after Thanksgiving, so this isn't like a serious pug or anything. I'm just screwing around, and we're gonna see what happens here. Put on the
How much are void
multi-stream.
crystals worth nowadays, anyways?
We
Four
just
gold.
did
Oh,
midnight and attunement,
well,
but we
anything
did a
fucking
different
under 4 gold, you
strat
can
where
DD
you can
instead
have a
of the fucking
mage
rest.
use
If you want to
invisibility to
like
go around the
invest
circle and
in
then
a way,
pull the
you can wait
boss
until
and then
Sunwell
bring
comes
it
out. You
all
can
the way
split
back to
a
people. So
Abyss Crystal or whatever
you could just
into
like
two
skip
voids
all
with
that
two large
trash.
prismatics. Might be able to make a bit of money, but the price is just going to drop on prismatics at the point.
That doesn't happen until like phase 6.
Yeah, Sunwell phase.
Yeah, that doesn't happen until Sunwell. But right now you can combine 3 Nexus crystals into a small prismatic, and you could put 3 small prismatic into a large.
Oh yeah.
So if we ran like Molten Core, you could get a couple of large prismatics.
Hook me up with that, please, Arn.
Yep.
Waiter coming. Waiter coming. Yeah, so I'm not really in charge of this one per se. Retainer first, kill skull first. Okay, so what are we doing here? I'm Arms Warrior. Warden is main tank, and we're going to have, what, Simdin be off tank? When it's necessary? But no other time, I think is the plan. So we're going to see how much the muscle memory takes over here. There's not much benefit to Sundering Armor, honestly, since 90% of our raid is casters. There's not a whole lot of benefit here to Sundering Armor. Since it would only benefit myself and Dark Lightning, who's usually my enhancement shaman, so that's good. But it's just not quite the same thing. some
You know, rat
music
combat.
going, yeah?
A little varmint somewhere.
Little morbid mechanics. Let's
Sure to
go.
God.
There we go.
So, one of the things that's happened this week that I need to account for, which I haven't been accounting for, is that I got Solarian Sapphire, which is good, except it's also a little bit more of a curse than it is a blessing. Because that means that you have to be in charge of the battle shouts. Now the problem is that I am not spec'd into 5 out of 5 improved battle shouts. So if I were spec'd 5 out of 5 improved battle shout and I had 3 out of 8 tier 2, I could get
We
a
have to do
battle
this.
shout that's an additional 100 attack power. That's significant. That is
Bro
not a
bombs or
small
whatever.
deal for my
Yeah.
entire party. An extra 100 attack power for the entire party is a pretty big deal. However, I'm not spec'd that way because Freetail has been the guy who normally keeps up the battle shout. So he's spec'd 5 out of 5, and with him spec'd 5 out of 5, I decided to go for improved cleave. Because the improved cleave increases my damage if he's the one who's putting up battle shout all the time anyway, and he's got basically 100% uptime. If he's putting up battle shout anyway, there's no reason for me not to pick cleave. Because if he's putting up battle shout, then my option is commanding shout, which I do. I don't have a problem doing that. It's just not as useful as battle shout. So I was hoping to pass that to Freetail because he would be the one keeping up battle shout. That would be good for pre-shouts. You wouldn't use that during actual combat. You wouldn't use the Solarian Sapphire during actual combat, but you would use it for a pre-shout. Meaning that before you start battle, you would Blood Rage, hit Battle Shout with the Solarian Sapphire on, and then unequip it, re-equip your DST, or whatever other trinket. I think it would be DST. You would equip your other trinket, and then do it that way. So like right now, if I had to shout just now, that shout would be 70 attack power less than if I had Solarian Sapphire equipped. At the same time, you're not going to keep that equipped during
wait
combat
for that tap to
because
come back
the
before we
amount of
bounce.
raid DPS that is gained from having the correct
Yeah.
trinkets equipped on a Fury Warrior
We have a valet
is
behind us.
by far outpaced as opposed to the amount of damage that would result from 100 extra attack power for 2 minutes on your melee group. Like, I mean, it's just... I mean, that might be close, actually, if some Fight Club people were to math it out and sim it and stuff. That might be close. But 100 attack power on 5 people for 2 minutes versus a DST... That seems hard. That seems hard to argue with. Because, like, while Solarian Sapphire is cool and it's got 30 stamina, that seems like it would be much better built for, like, a tank. For, like, a tank spec. So, like, if you had your Prot Warrior in with the Hunters, for example, that would be a significant buff on the pets. It would be. But would you want that in your melee group? Would you want your melee using that trinket instead of any other trinket? No, probably not. Honestly, I don't think that there would be an overall raid DPS increase. Soul Cloth, okay. I don't think there would be an overall raid DPS increase by having that one trinket on your melee group only.
Let's roll. Oh Jesus! Let's roll out for completion's sake.
Vay, you think you'll be fine tanking Moros and DPS gear?
Who, me? Wait, what?
You think you'll be fine? Because you're gonna have second
yeah.
threat probably, right?
Yeah, I could do that. I would focus the ads, but yeah, sure, I can do that.
I just mean for the gouge. Like you should be second threat for your
Hmm.
crazy cleave. I think you'll be fine just for like those 6 seconds, whatever.
Yeah, it's probably fine.
Cool.
Honey, we have two shackles if you need.
I can
Nah,
throw on a shield too if I need to.
yeah, we'll be fine.
It should be fine. Okay, so I'll focus Morose and knock.
5,
You can cleave. I just
okay.
need a second threat. Yeah.
2,
Yeah, okay,
1.
got you. Come on, where is my rage? Come on. Curse is currently second threat. Curse shatter. Sorry, I had shit for rage there.
No, I was lust. Steeding. It was my own fault.
Tunneling that seed.
Story of my life, baby.
Oh my gosh, his blind is so annoying. Right when I pop the wings.
Oh. That would be decent on a caster. I don't actually give a shit.
That's alright,
Whatever.
no
I don't need anything out of here. I'm just here to help out, basically. I don't fuck. I suppose I would take a Romulus poison vial if it were available.
For real, Curse?
I have a blue cloak from Seth
Hey,
Hall.
if you need it, you need it, man. Like,
Oh
whatever.
dang, I didn't realize you're rocking a blue cloak.
Yeah.
Well, that blue cloak from Seth is actually super fucking good. But yeah, if you don't need to hit, then by all means. That's gonna be more stats and more damage. Motherfucking Crypts of Deafness. Oh, god damn it.
Yes, give me baby.
Son of a bitch.
Dude, what's with your diamonds?
Devil is not rolling on those. They're fucking leather. Come on.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were rolling on the Grips of Deafness, and the priest was rolling on it. My bad. I was not paying
No,
attention.
I was still doing bosses.
I finally get to replace my green shit gloves questing.
No, you have to keep wearing them.
Shit. Fucking elite rolls tonight.
God damn. How much hit is actually 12 hit rate? You think?
Depends on the class. It's different for every class.
Give me.
So like at level 60 for casters, 10 hit rating is 1% hit. But at level 70, it's more like 15, 16? Something like that. So 12 hit rating is a little less than 1%. So the one from Sethic Halls probably isn't worth it. However, the one from Prince that has like 18 or 19 hit on it probably is worth it. Especially for Warlock, because Warlock, as Destruction, you don't get hit from talents. If you're Affliction, you get hit from talents. If you're Shadow Priest, you get hit from talents. If you're Arcane, you get hit from talents. As a Destruction Warlock, you don't.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I only need 13%.
Right, but you only need 13 because you're always in the Elemental Shaman group. So shoot for 13.
But like right now with my blue cloak, I have 13.32%.
13.3?
Yeah. However,
Okay.
I can. I think I have a hit gems. Maybe I'm not using hit gems.
So to make up that extra hit should be gemmable. Like that should be a small deal. You definitely want to be at that 13. But that should be easy to make up because I think, what are you using, Cloak of Entropy or something? You're using the one from Sethic.
Sethic Oracle Cloak. But I just got that one with more spell damage. So like,
yeah, so Sethic Oracle is only 12. Like, yeah, you should be able to make that up, no problem.
The one I really want is from Gruul. Or from Mulgar.
Right.
But I haven't had any luck on that in months.
Okay, hug right, hug right, hug right. We're going to skip this group on the left.
See, with this cloak attached, I have 12.3%.
12.3?
Yeah. So I'll just have to gem it.
Yeah, if you gem a little differently, you should be able to fix that. Yeah, any yellows should be veiled, any reds should be spell power, I think, is how it goes for Warlock. I don't know. I haven't really played my Warlock in a little while. He's still just hanging out. But he's hanging out at like just over 13%. Which is why I kept telling you guys, you were all like, oh, this Mantle of Elven King sucks. And I'm like, except it's really fucking good if you don't need it for 2-piece. Like, it's actually really, really good. If you've got 2 other pieces. So, like, if you're using gloves and hands, if you're using gloves and legs, then yeah, that's a really good improvement over the Void Heart shoulders. Until you get the other pieces that you need in order to replace it. So like that Mantle of Elven Kings is actually super good.
It's decent.
I mean, it's significantly better than the Void Heart Mantle. If you're not using Void Heart Mantle for 2-piece. If you're using Void Heart Mantle for 2-piece, then sure, no problem. Like no question, Void Heart Mantle is way better. But if you're not, if you've got 2 other pieces, like if you're using helmet and gloves, because we haven't gotten to Vash yet, so you're still using helmet for sure, then it's actually significantly better.
Sim, can you judge Crusader?
Yeah, I got it.
Cool.
I hate this boss though, by the way, because silence is a bitch.
Melee spread out. Melee spread out. Make a triangle. Max range.
We have lost back up.
Alright, whatever. I don't actually care about any of that. Let's see if we get a poison vial. Okay, I got 20 gold on Romeo and Juliet.
Oh.
I still want the poison vial even on this character. So let's see what we got.
I'll take the crown again.
Crone, okay.
Big bad wolf.
You want it? Okay.
Ooh, sneaky snake.
I don't care nearly as much to get poison vial on this character, but on Feral Tank, it's a way bigger deal.
I'm rocking it right now only because I forgot my spicy tall book and we don't have any Pearl Druid in here.
Oh, I'm a little jealous. I'm not gonna lie.
I just pulled because I'm a stupid idiot. Hold on. Let me
It's fine.
die.
We got it.
I was listening to Simix's soothing voice. And I got distracted. I'll just run back. Just give me a second.
I got one of them. Wait. Yeah, I should.
No, you don't.
I don't know. It showed top threat. Oh, somebody bopped me. That's
Yeah,
what happened.
he was taunting me and I couldn't get him back. I figured you were gonna die.
No, I put a shield on. We're alright.
Oh, okay, cool.
Wow, with a shield in defensive stance, still died. Okay. Sorry about that. I was intentionally trying to be second on threat so that I could pull it when he inevitably got ice blocked. Still died though. My bad.
We could shackle one too.
I think they're immune, aren't they?
No. Anymore they're not.
Are they not on classic?
On private servers, they were always immune. That's why.
Yeah,
I
on
figured.
private server they were 100% immune all the time.
Yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Huh.
With one
Okay.
tank,
Some
please.
mana and our raging people, and yes, we can sacrifice.
See, that's really interesting that Armin used to play private server as much as I did. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Did you stick most of like TBC in Wrath servers, or were
Yeah,
you
I was mainly Wrath servers.
on? Okay. I gotta say, like the few Wrath servers that I played were probably the most toxic places that I've ever been.
I mean, anywhere where you have EU players, it's gonna be toxic.
Big time, bro. Big time.
Boofs, please.
I think it's more so to do with like you're dealing with people that are speaking English as a second language, so like
Well,
communication is kind of off, and then like they're using all these
Okay.
like slang swear words and shit, and it's just like a toxic environment in general. I don't know.
At the same time, one of the big things that I found on a private server is that they already expect you to know all of the mechanics
That's
of the
true.
fights.
Yeah.
So like, I never really played Lich King. So when I first played my very first Lich King private server, I was like, oh hey, I get to experience this content. And then like, I got a bunch of shit for not knowing what I was doing. And I'm like,
Yeah, rat
I've
servers are the
never done
most.
this. Like, what do
They're
you
the
want?
most toxic. Like you said, you have to know
Mhm.
everything, or else you're just not gonna get invited to a guild or whatever.
Which I think is a big part of the problem is the gear score, right? So like gear score and achievements were introduced in Lich King. So if you don't have the gear score and you don't have the achievement for having the thing already done, it's like, well, why are we going to invite you? If you haven't beat the Lich King yet, then why are we going to invite you? And it's like, some people are good players who haven't done the content yet. Like, I don't know. I got screwed by that a bunch.
Did you move up, Arvin?
We're waiting on the Pat.
Oh shit! Sorry.
There's a Pat coming back. He's on the right hand side and he's coming back.
I can't wait for Lich King.
There he is, marked with skull. He's coming to us right now.
You hear about the possible console of World of Warcraft?
No.
Huh?
The what?
They're releasing World of Warcraft on Xbox, apparently.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you fucking
I
do
know,
that?
I know. I mean, it makes sense in terms of just like wider market and stuff, but the controls and stuff is just I don't know. I don't see how that's gonna work.
So like, I knew a dude who used to play WoW with an adapted PlayStation 3 controller.
Hmm.
Like, the guy was an officer in my guild in private server, and frankly, just wasn't very good.
Hey guys. Hey, sorry to interrupt. Can we get salve on a couple of folks? I think.
Yeah, yeah. I was just out of range. I totally forgot about the pad, so guys didn't get it.
Oh, sorry, my
Okay,
bad. I'm not
thanks.
paying attention.
Ah, that's my bad.
But
Invictus has had half a drink and he's asleep.
I've had 3 mixed drinks, sir. I'll have you know. 3 doubles. See, that is very true about Warmane servers. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't have the achievement and you don't have 6k gear score, then why the fuck are you here? Yeah, absolutely. Like, Warmane, that is 100% how it has been my entire experience on Warmane servers. Like, no question at all. Like, that's 100% how it goes. And I'm worried that that's how it's going to end up going if they end up doing Lich King Classic. Because if they introduce gear score and they introduce achievements with Lich King Classic, as they probably should, because that's about when this stuff came out,
Watch out for that
towards
pad
the
there,
end of that
Totems.
expansion, they're going to introduce the Dungeon Finder towards the end of that expansion, which was originally released, and they're going to have it out like from the start, as most of the private servers do. That is, I think, what killed the community. Honestly, right there, right then and there, the Dungeon Finder is what killed the community. Further beyond that, I think Raid Finder also killed the community. Because if you're going to offer a simplified version of the raids so that people can complete the content without having the skill to complete the content, like, who cares, dude? Like, who gives a shit? You're not going to get the same gear that I am for completing a simplified, watered-down version of the content that I'm doing. That's exactly what happened the last time that I tried to play retail. It was Battle for Azeroth, right? So, Battle for Azeroth, they didn't release the Raid Finder for the Uldum? What the fuck was the name of the... I don't remember. Uldir. Uldir was the name of the raid instance, the first raid instance in Battle for Azeroth, right? And, like, I was able to complete it with the guild that I was with, which happened to be a guild that was existing on the private, on the vanilla, the vanilla server that I was part of way back in the day. Like, so that was cool that I got to see a lot of the same people that I had originally. At the same time, once I joined that guild, it was pretty obvious, it became very apparent that I was a much better player than most of them were, because, and I'm not trying to, like, criticize them or anything, but, like, it was very apparent that I wasn't standing in fire and I wouldn't die to the mechanics when a lot of them would. They just did.
Son of a
Like,
bitch.
that's
Good
not
job.
a criticism, that's a statement of fact, right? Like, if you're gonna stand in the oh shit, did I win?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm busy ranting and raving about Battle for Azeroth. Okay, awesome. Let's see it.
Are you streaming right now?
Maybe. Maybe I'm drunkenly streaming. You don't know. Don't judge my life.
I just have to check my phone and see if I got a notification.
Oh my god, Curse is subbed to my stream?
Shaw.
What?
It's gonna drop, Vay. I can feel it.
You know what? You know what? If it drops here and not on my druid, I'm gonna be like a little pissed, but it's fine. It's fine. Somebody was talking about private servers, and then I got on a rant about how private servers in Gearscore and Raid Finder are like the downfall of World of Warcraft, and I think that it started in Wrath of the Lich King, honestly, with the Dungeon Finder. So I got on a rant, and that's basically where we are right now. So like Armin was talking about private server Lich King, and man, no joke, that shit was toxic. It was like not really okay.
I played in mostly EU guilds as well, so it was just like giga toxic just from them.
I mean, I've done some EU guilds too, but like being a good enough player, like it's not really that much of a problem. But like the random dungeon finder was like such a pain in the ass, because if anybody made any kind of mistake, you just kick them and then get somebody new.
Oh yeah.
Every time, like it was just such a dude.
I'm CC'd.
Romulo's on me. I got him.
More damage on
Alright.
Romulo.
More damage on Romulo. More damage on Romulo.
Okay, now Julian.
Cleave him.
Okay, both.
Romulo. Romulo. Kill them both. Kill them now.
Yeah.
Good job. Not the cleanest I've ever seen, but it's alright. There's something about porting straight to the dungeon that removes the immersion of having to travel through the zones in order to
Oh my
summon
god, it
people.
dropped. It fucking dropped.
Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it! Are you fucking kidding me?
I told you.
I mean, I'd still take it on Warrior because it's great for prot threat, but like, goddamn. That's just so ridiculous.
That's how it does though, every time. It does it to me all the time.
Right?
Oh, you're not on the one you wanted on? Oh, it's gonna drop.
I mean, it's great if like Owls is ever out of town, which might happen eventually, I guess. That's gonna be really important.
Simics, you playing Classic?
What, Season of Mastery?
Yeah.
Nah.
I mean,
I on Discord it says World of Warcraft Classic. That's why I wasn't sure.
no, if it says World of Warcraft Classic, that's TBC. I think
Okay.
Season of Mastery says something else. I don't know. I've been fucking around on Season of Mastery. I don't actually give a shit about it though.
Yeah.
I'm dual boxing right now, playing Season Mastery and that.
Oh yeah.
I've just been leveling a rogue. It's kind of fun.
Well, I mean, who's not
having
leveling a
stones.
rogue, to be fair? Because, like, if you're taking away the world boss, why would you ever play Fury Warrior? Like, that's just the worst idea in the world. It sounds like a rage-starved nightmare.
Is there no world buffs in Season Mastery?
No world buffs in raids. Like, out in the world,
wow.
sure, yes, absolutely. But if you try to bring that into Molten Core, it'll just be dispelled instantly upon zone in. So no world buffs.
Yeah, rogue's the new like S DPS, I guess.
Well, the big deal is that version, what the fuck is it? Tier 0.5, like the dungeon set upgrade, that's in game instantly from the
Oh yeah,
beginning.
yeah, that's true.
So the 4-piece rogue dungeon set is the one that gives you additional energy on hit. Like, well, it's a chance for additional energy, but like that's 4-piece set bonus for that set, for the Dark Mantle set, is just way better than anything else you could possibly get in vanilla. Like, you wear that into Nax, like for real, you're gonna wear that literally forever.
Yeah.
So there's just no chance that anything else is gonna be better than rogues.
What's up, Coco?
Hold on, guys. How's Kara going?
Or should I say
Oh,
Pappy Coco?
chilling out. We're going on Nightbane. Do you need anything in here? Do you want a spot?
I'm still at the hospital, man.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Was this number 2 for you?
What happened?
His penis works.
Yeah.
They fixed it for him.
I finally got that enlarged, dude.
The penis ensmallment. It was too large to function properly beforehand.
Horrible.
What, you think I'm joking? You ever heard of John Holmes, 1970s porn star?
Oh yeah,
No, I was born in '89, sir.
that's way before Curse's time.
What a child. No, but in 1970s, there was a porn star who had like blood flow problems because there wasn't enough blood in his body to fill his 17-inch penis, and he'd like fucking pass
Cocaine.
out.
That's 16 inches bigger than some of
Yeah, right.
Coco was out. He didn't want to hear no more penis talk.
That's
Yeah, that sounds
fair,
about
honestly.
reasonable.
Like, I mean, I don't blame him.
I have the urn. If you want
Okay.
to
I got one too.
just let me know when, Armin.
What side is range starting on?
Be over here on
To the right, to the
Diamond.
right.
We'll start on,
Towards
on
Diamond.
the right. Right or left?
To
I
the
mean,
right.
right if you're facing the boss. Yes, towards Diamond.
This is the left.
It's to the right if you're facing the boss. Because if you're on the tank spot and you're facing the boss, it's to the right of that.
Just be on Diamond. Want me to use it?
Yeah, we're good.
No, I totally agree with you. Z163 is that the teleport straight to the dungeon killed a lot of the community, particularly on private server. Any of the private servers that I ever played for Wrath of the Lich King have all been like that, straight from the get-go. So you could just go straight to dungeons, and you get the dungeon bonus for doing a random dungeon. You get a random blue, and you get a 5% increased damage in order for doing the random dungeon, which like isn't that huge of a deal. At the same time, it's kind of a huge fucking deal. So like doing the random dungeon finder in Wrath of the Lich King was very different than anything I've ever done before. I've only encountered it on private server because apparently it didn't make an appearance until the very end of Wrath of the Lich King, but any Wrath of the Lich King private server is using the very last patch as its base. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. I agree with you there. Now, what I'm concerned is that when they do Wrath of the Lich King Classic, which I'm very much looking forward to, don't get me wrong, I'm very much looking forward to, that they're going to have a dungeon finder in the first patch of that raid, which I really do not want. Frankly, I think that was one of the major downfalls of World of Warcraft and Wrath of the Lich King in general. So there's that to consider. But I mean, it did make things really convenient. Don't get me wrong. The problem is that with achievements and the dungeon finder, if you were to get some random dungeon finder who doesn't have the achievement to do the dungeon, people would get really fucking toxic about it and say, well, you've never done this before, so we're not going to take you because we're not going to take newbies. And then it becomes a problem of experience, because how do you get the experience if you've never done the thing before? You can't get the experience unless you already have the experience. That was the main problem with Wrath of the Lich King. Like, no joke, that was a huge fucking problem anytime that I ever played private server. I'm like, dude, I know what I'm doing. I know how to play my class. Like, I've played Warlock before. I've played Warrior before. I have literally been a world top 10 player before. I know how to do everything in Naxxramas. So it's like not that big of a deal. And they're like, well, if you haven't killed KT, then we can't bring you. And I'm like, okay, dude. All right, sure. Like, this is a new character. This is something I haven't played before. Everybody's a new character right now. And I just don't give a shit to like deal with your crap. Like, apparently Fury Warrior is not very good in the start of Burning Crusade. And that's fair. That's fair. Okay, sure. Warrior isn't great in the start of Burning Crusade. Or, excuse me, Wrath of the Lich King. But it does get much better by the end of Wrath of the Lich King. When they get all that armor penetration gear, and you get the Titan's Grip, and you get the dual two-handed swords that do just a shitload of damage, like there is stuff at the end of Wrath of the Lich King that is very, very good. I'm also like only kind of paying attention to this Burning Crusade raid because like I so far outgear this that like I don't actually care that hard. I'd rather talk to you guys. I'd rather talk to Z163. The average person has a hard time getting into raids because pre-raid BIS is not good enough. Are we still talking about Wrath of the Lich King, or are we still talking about Burning Crusade? Because if I'm a raid leader and an officer in my guild, which I happen to be, if I need a Shadow Priest, for example, and I do need a Shadow Priest right now, if I need a Shadow Priest, for example, and the Shadow Priest shows up with pre-raid BIS, thumbs up from me. Frankly, pre-raid BIS is harder to get than Phase 1 BIS. In most cases. In most cases, pre-raid BIS is harder to get than Phase 1 BIS because you need to put a lot more time into crafting and you need to put a lot more time into heroics than you do to get Karazhan gear. So like getting the Shadow Neck, let's say that I need a Shadow Priest, which I do. Let's say that I need a Shadow Priest who can show up every single raid right now. And they don't have the previous neck, but you know what? The shadow damage neck from Karazhan is just a trash drop. Like, that could drop from any mob anytime. Like, who really gives a shit? Anybody could get that. Talisman of Nightbane is a great caster drop. Like, if I had a mage that needed this, like, man, that would be a good drop to get. Holy shit, that would be a good drop to get. All I'm saying is that, like, it frankly doesn't matter if you're pre-raid BIS or not. The only pre-raid BIS that matters in TBC is going to be 4-piece Beast Lord. That's the only one that matters because you're going to wear that until you get, like, basically 4-piece tier 5. Because hunters don't give a shit about the tier pieces from tier 4 because the set bonus from the dungeon set is significantly better than the tier 4 set. If that makes any sense. I can show you what I'm talking about if I can use Atlas loot. Okay.
Alright, give me one
So
second.
like,
I'm gonna go downstairs and
no,
grab
not
another
crafting. Dungeons.
Just have your
Let's
nurse
talk
bring you one.
about
beer.
Mechanar. Pantheon the calculator.
You're so funny.
Okay. So I'm still targeting the mob. I'm still doing damage to the mob. Okay. But the Beast Lord
You guys
set,
can't even
the
make fun of me for
two-piece
being old anymore since we had Goomba in the guild.
had past tense. Okay, so
Yeah.
like the
Haven't had.
two-piece sucks. Cooldown on your
Old
traps by
age,
4
man.
seconds. Nobody gives a shit. Whatever. But the 4-piece set on the Beast Lord set reduces the armor of your target by 600 for every time you use kill command. That is
Alright, I'll get that.
huge. That is absolutely enormous, right? So reducing armor pen, like the armor penetration that you can get from the Beast Lord set is enormous. If you can't replace the 4-piece set, don't. Like, that is so good that you could carry that into Hyjal if you really had to. Ideally that you wouldn't. Ideally you want 4-piece tier 5. Okay, fair. However, if you're not going to get 4-piece tier 5, keep 4-piece tier dungeon. Like there's just no question about it. There's no question about it. If you're not going to get the tier 5 pieces, then keep the dungeon pieces because the tier 4 set just isn't as good. There's just no question about it. Oh shit, am I in front of everybody? I am. My bad. I'm running in front of people. Then the average person has a hard time getting a raise because pre-raid base is not good enough.
First wipe in like a year?
I just wasn't paying attention, man. I'm sorry. That was not a real wipe. That was.
Dude, one of the priests have a soulstone?
He pulled the Simics. Nah.
Yeah, sorry, that was my bad. I thought everybody was behind me. It looked like they were on the map. Alright, so what are we talking about? We're talking about Wrath of the Lich King. Also, in your experience, TBC has the people that at least do make the effort to inspect and not only care about gear score. Yeah, so I guess there are gear score add-ons for TBC, which is good. I think that most of the time, whenever I've been recruiting people for TBC, is that we get their name and then we go and check the raid logs, right? And the raid logs might not be an accurate representation of who they are as a person. It might not be an accurate representation of what they could do in the proper group. But it does tell us what gear they have, and it does tell us what they're generally capable of, right? So, like, right now, Vintage is looking for a Shadow Priest. So any Shadow Priest that whispers me, I'm going to go check their raid logs and see what kind of shit they're doing. Ideally, we're shooting for people who are blue or better. Blue or better is kind of the benchmark that we've been going with. And there are people that I know that are going to be blue or better, and there are people that I know that aren't going to be blue or better. So, like, it's kind of obvious once you start checking raid logs which one you're going to be getting. If they're people that I play with on private server, chances are they're going to be blue or better, right? If they're people that I didn't play with on private server, then it's much harder to determine that. But there's a little bit more to it than that. We don't just need people who are blue or better. We need people who are going to be showing up every single time. That's a big consideration. I don't know. Like there's more stuff to it. I'm the only one with thunder armor in this raid. Fucking poison vial. God damn it. I mean, I'll take it, sure, but like, god damn it. That should have been my druid. You know that I wouldn't be like that? I mean, sure, yes. There's a certain amount of benchmarking that does happen, right? So if I'm gonna let people into my raid, if I'm gonna be in charge of the raid, let's say that I'm the raid leader and that I'm the guild leader and that I'm in charge of shit, right? So let's pretend that that's the way that it is. If we're gonna recruit new people, yes, of course I'm going to check their raid logs. Yes, of course I'm going to go ahead and check their purses. Yes, absolutely I will. Is that going to be the make or break on whether or not they are able to join us? No, absolutely not. However, if I see somebody who's parsing gray 100% of the time, who is not pulling their weight, who is not doing the job that I need them to do, no, I'm not going to bring them on board, right? Like, there are benchmarks aren't everything, and parses are a weird meta game, right? So parses are a separate game that are completely different from everything else. And I learned about this on private server because I knew this dude named, okay, and you're not gonna believe this, Cocaine Xanax was literally this dude's name. I knew him as Zanzilla. If anybody ever played the Lights Hopes servers, check out Cocaine Xanax because that's the same dude. So Zanzilla, Xan as a Xanax, Zanzilla was probably about the best warrior that I've ever met in my entire life. I claim to be pretty good at shit. This dude was significantly better than me. And we've talked about it on several occasions. Like, this dude was significantly better than me and had significantly more time to me to go rank 14 and all of that stuff on a second server, etc., etc. Anyway, like, this dude is significantly better than me, and I learned from that, though. I'm not expecting everyone that I pick up in order to be a Zanzilla. Nobody's gonna be that. Nobody's gonna be me. Nobody's gonna be like these extra, like, incredible players. That's just not realistic to assume that that's going to be a possibility. So, you need to keep your realistic expectations for the types of people that you're going to pick up in the meantime. Does that make sense? Not everybody's going to be a world-class player. Of course, you also don't need everyone to be a world-class player. You don't need every single person in your raid to be a world top 10 kind of player. If you do have a raid that's entirely made of world top 10 kind of players, then you have a world top 10 kind of guild. That's a different atmosphere that we're trying to cultivate right here. So, I don't need to cultivate people who are going to be world top 10 kind of shit. I need to cultivate people who know what they're doing, right? If I know what they're doing, I mean they have a basic understanding of their class, enough that they can hit the right buttons at the right time. That's all that we need. Beyond that, bro, we got it. Like, we have enough people of the right classes to make the right group makeup in order to support everyone else, that they're able to hit the right buttons at the right time to create the most amount of benefit for the 25-man group, right? Like, there are ways to do this and there are ways to not do this. You're not going to get a whole group of perfect players. It's just not possible unless you predetermine it. And the way you predetermine it is like what we did with Classic, right? Like with Storm. With Storm, we had a shitload of people who were really good players. And we all knew that they were good players before we even started the server. Before that server even launched, everyone knew that those were going to be the top players because we had all played with them on private server. We all knew who these players were. Everyone in that guild was vouched for. Everyone knew who each other were. Most of them were from Fearless on private servers. I was a slightly unknown quantity, but I knew enough people that it like wasn't a big deal. Right. But that's what I'm saying is like it's almost impossible to put together a 40-man group of world-class players. Like that's just not realistic. So here in Vintage, what we're doing is that we are doing the best we can with what we've got. And by doing the best we can with what we've got, I mean that we are trying to improve the players that we have to make everyone as good as they can be. Does that make sense? Zanzilla sounds like some sort of gangster rapper name. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. He also went under the name Zerked. Z-E-R-K-E-D. If you go check his logs, he was ranked 14 on... God, I don't know what server. I don't know what server he was on. Zerked was the guy's name. Zanzilla on private server. Zerked on WoW Classic. I don't even remember which server that was on. Anyway, that guy was a significantly better warrior than I have ever been. And literally, I have been world top 10. Right? Like, this dude was way better than I was. And I'm a world top 10 vanilla Fury warrior. So, just to put that in perspective for you a little bit, that's the kinds of people that I usually play with. Oftentimes. Not every time. Not every time, of course. But that's a very big difference from Vintage, right? Because Vintage doesn't have those world top 10 players. We're not able to pick from Fearless and Progress. I'm not playing with Kenny Marsh anymore. I'm not playing with Zethra anymore. I'm not playing with any like these big names of the people that you're going to see in all of these big guilds that I've played with on private server because, well, on private server, no one gave a shit, right? So these guys were just playing for fun. Like, Kenny Marsh was playing for fun. Kenny Marsh plays for Progress. Like, if you know who Progress is, that's a big deal, right? I wish I could play for Progress. I don't qualify. But what I'm saying is that, like, it's just completely different environments for completely different people. So we're trying to do the best with what we got, and trying to coach the people to the best of what we got is going to be a little bit different. And playing Wrath of the Lich King private server is going to be very different than Wrath of the Lich King Classic, right? So they're just going to be very, very different things. Hopefully, hopefully, I want to take Vintage all the way into Classic Lich King. I want to take Vintage all the way to Classic Lich King, Ice Crown. That's where I want to go. That's my plan. Vintage all the way to Classic Lich King, Ice Crown. That's where I want to go. After that, frankly, I don't really give a shit. I'm not really interested in Cataclysm. I'm not really interested in Mists of Pandaria. I'm not really interested in Legion or Warlords of Draenor. Like, whatever. Like, I guess if they're around, maybe I'll play them. I guess I just don't really care, right? So like after Wrath of the Lich King, that's about where my interest stops for World of Warcraft. Once they sundered the world and changed the entire world map, I just like whatever. That's how I feel about it though. But whatever, right now, we are helping guildies get the things that they need in order to perform the best that they can in the raids that we got, right? Like, that's what we're doing here in Karazhan. I also don't know if my shit got unplugged because nobody said anything in like 30 minutes.
Is there anything on reserve I meant to ask?
Nope.
Yeah.
I was actually just going to ask if my stuff got unplugged because I haven't heard anybody talk for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've just been ranting for like 30 minutes.
I think everyone got quiet after listening to this talk.
That was a hard discussion.
Oh my god.
I'm almost at the point where I need to close one eye to know what I'm doing. How am I doing? Am I still like doing decently on the meters? I have no idea. I am not paying attention to that at all. Right, so my arc for WoW Classic is going to be through Lich King, and that's about it. That's about all that I care about. I would like to kill ICC. I would like to kill Arthas in ICC. That's about it. I've heard that Trial of the Crusader is terrible. I have done Ulduar on private server. That's as far as I've gotten. I've done almost all of Ulduar in private server. I haven't done a lot of TBC in private server. That's why I'm so hyped on, let's see Hyjal, let's see Black Temple, let's see Sunwell Plateau. In original TBC back in like 2007, 2008, I got carried a significant amount by a guild called IRS. Turns out the leader of IRS is the same dude who's the main tank for Vintage. It's the same guy.
Okay, sorry.
Like, as strange as that is, it's the exact same fucking dude. And that's one of the things that I'm so hyped about with Vintage, is that it's the same guy who carried me on a Warlock through Black Temple and Hyjal like 15 years ago. Like, that's pretty incredible. But it's the same dude. The main tank for Vintage is Alzarius. And Alzarius used to also run IRS back in 2007-8. Like, it's the same guy.
Paladin as well, and I was trying to like.
The intoxication is noticeable, but it hasn't reached incoherent.
Oh yeah, I guess
that's damn right. That's how I like it.
There's a really good one.
The intoxication is noticeable, but not incoherent.
Yeah,
that's how I like to live my life.
Devil. I'm the Shadow Priest.
Delicious Shadow Priest.
But yeah, you're probably going to notice that there's a significant drop in the amount of gameplay that's going on here comparatively. So that's actually something significant that we've been talking about in Vintage as well, is how many of our players drink during raids. The only reason that I ask that...
No one wanted to play with me on my Red Paladin, so...
Somebody always pulls the worms. Somebody always pulls the worms. The intoxication is noticeable, yes. However, that is a main question that's been asked in Vintage, because how many people drink during raids? Right now, this is an off-night raid. It's the day after Thanksgiving, whatever. However, I noticed that several years ago, playing on private servers, I used to drink heavily during raids. I used to have 3, 4, 5
Yeah, there you go.
whiskey sours or whiskey diets or whatever it happens to be, right? Like, I used to have a significant number of drinks during a raid on private server, particularly on, like, I don't know, Lights Hope, for example. At some point, somebody said something and was like, what happens if you don't? What happens if you don't drink during raids?
It's funny
and
how
I
you guys
said,
recruited that prop paladin. I played with him.
Interesting. Okay,
Like,
go on.
TBC,
Let's see
like,
what
he
happens when I stop drinking during raids. And I stopped drinking during raids.
When he come in, he's like, "Oh shit, Armin!"
And dude, my numbers shot up. Like, my numbers went from being middle of the pack, whatever that private server was. I don't even remember which private server it was. But my numbers went from being middle of the pack to being head and shoulders above everyone else. Like, on Lights Hope server, I was in the top 5 Fury Warriors. Straight up. I ended up being in top 5. Because I stopped drinking during raids. Like, it's a significant difference. Yes, the intoxication is probably noticeable right now because it's the day after Thanksgiving. Am I managing the paddle shop perfectly? No. Am I busy talking to you guys? Sure. Am I ranting about Wrath Liching? Sure. That's all I'm saying, is that it's a little bit different there. Do you want me to summon?
We should have it.
Okay. So yeah, could I be playing harder? Sure. Is it the day after Thanksgiving? Also yes. It's also significant that I frankly don't really care about it because I'm on my warrior right now. If I were tanking on my bear druid, if I were on my bear tank right now, it would probably be significantly different.
Swing timer try, and there's one more other than that, and then that one's the improved version.
What the fuck is Simic talking about? So as it turns out, from Karazhan, I got the one thing that I actually give any kind of shit about, which was the poison vial. I wanted that much more on my bear tank than I do on my Fury Warrior. Than I do on my Fury Warrior, but that's neither here nor there. Like, that's totally fine. I would take it on both of them because on Fury Warrior, it's actually very good if I need to go prot. So it's also very good. No problem there. The reason this trinket is so good if you need to go prot is because hit is hard to come by, and putting it on a trinket slot is very easy to do. There are very few trinkets that offer increased like defense, and once you get tier 5 gear, you have so much defense on your main slots that it doesn't really matter. Still doing better than the red, so it could be worse. Oh my god, who's even our red? Simden? Oh, I also... Okay, so Simic is usually a priest. Simic is usually a priest, and that's not exactly... That's not exactly apples to apples, right? So, since Simic is usually a priest, that's one thing. The other thing is that I significantly outgear Simix's paladin. Like, let's take a look. Like, it's not his fault, is what I'm saying. So let's take a look at Civix's palette. He's got the Headless Horseman helm with no gems in it. He's got the Choker of Vile Intent. Like,
Fuck.
his stuff, like, isn't
You fall?
great. Because
No, just
Simdin
the two back guys, one of the
is a
shells was
big
right.
time alt, right? Like, he's not supposed to do significant damage. That's not his goal. He is mainly a priest, and this happens to be an alt that he has here for this raid in order for the benefit of other people. Similarly, I'm here for the benefit of other people. I don't need that trinket that I got tonight. Like, kind of a whatever for me. I don't really give a shit. But I was the only person in the raid who could even use it, so it makes sense that it would go to me. But like Dark Lightning is one of our main raiders. So like, check it out. He's got Dragon Strike, and he's got, unfortunately, he's still got Fist of Reckoning because we haven't killed KT. He's first up on Rod of the Sun King. He's first up on Rod of the Sun King because it's the same speed as his Dragon Strike. So there are reasons for that. And apparently maces are just bad for warriors.
Kill wreck.
But what I'm saying is, like, he's got good gear. There's no way that he shouldn't be significantly ahead of Simdin. Hang on, we'll go ahead and inspect Simdin, who's got Hammer of the Naru with, like, gems. Alright, like, he's not gemmed poorly, but, like,
3, 2, 1.
he could have much, much better gear. Compared to, I don't know, me, who's got engineering goggles, tier 5-ish shoulders and neck, tier 5-ish chest, tier 5-ish bracers. Like, I have some pretty significantly good gear going on here. So it's not really apples to apples to try to compare somebody's alt to somebody's main. Like yeah, I'm beating the red paladin in overall damage, but I'm not paying nearly as much attention as I could be. And yeah, 1.1k DPS isn't bad. It's not. It's most definitely not bad. It's just that there are like reasons for that discrepancy, right? So like it's different. It's not like that's his main and I'm just smashing the shit out of his main and stomping him on every fight. It's not quite the same thing. I'm also not bringing consumables. I'm not using any haze potions or great rage potion, mighty rage potions.
Hey, look, there's the staff, Armin.
No druids. None. No druids in group. Oof.
I never used to want that thing. Man, that was such a... It would not drop for you, like the wrist wouldn't drop off Maiden for me.
I mean, 1.1k DPS for a ret isn't bad. No, you're right. You're right. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Hell, technically, according to DPS, I'm putting out less total damage per second, but I'm putting out way more damage total than he is. It must just be because I'm in on more fights than he is. Right, like I just must be going in first and doing more damage that way. So, I mean, there are things to consider there. Streamer Fund, thank you very much for following the channel. I appreciate that. Again, donations are never required, but always appreciated. So if you want to donate, you can. The link should be on the Twitch channel
I need a new Sal Van Kings, please.
if you feel like it.
Yep.
It's really not a big deal. Basically, I just want people to watch. Because I think that I'm worth watching.
Yeah.
And I hope that other people think I'm worth watching too.
I'll take that, Morgan.
Who was that?
Send in.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god, he noticed me. Damn.
4 or 5 Sunders. Now we pump him. Actually, I'm going to wait the next 9 seconds for my death wish to come up.
Warlock's gonna have threat soon, probably.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, you are.
Flame Wraith, don't move, don't move, don't move. Elementals, banish fear.
I can't reach from where I am right now.
It's all good, it's all good. If you got them, then do it. If you don't, then don't. Blizzard. Oh, we're so far ahead of his mana bar, like, it's a joke. Stay in, finish him. Got it.
It's a cool wand.
How did the mage get hit by that there? Or did it knock him back?
I think it DC'd.
Oh, okay.
That's what I used till I got my TK one. It was a good one.
That's a very good wand. Like, frankly, that's incredible.
Congrats, Joey from Friends.
Matt LeBlanc, fastest ever on Top Gear. That's what I'm talking about.
Is he actually?
Yeah. That's how he got the job for Top Gear after Clarkson, Hammond, and May left.
Wait, so Top Gear America, Matt LeBlanc's on it?
No, it's Top Gear. Shit, is it Top Gear UK?
I think
Yeah,
it was
no,
Top
it's
Gear.
UK.
Was it really?
Yeah, no,
'Cause
because
isn't,
Matt LeBlanc was the fastest celebrity star in a car that they ever had.
Isn't like there's an American one with like Dax Shepard?
Yeah, the American one sucks. Nobody
Yeah.
likes
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, you can roll on those, Penny, for sure.
No,
I
but,
mean, honestly,
but Matt
Top Gear
LeBlanc,
sucks in general now, anyways.
I can always give them to you.
right? Yeah, Matt LeBlanc though was the fastest celebrity in a reasonably priced car, star in a reasonably priced car that they ever
Yeah.
had, and that's how he got this spot on the show. Shit, what happened there? Line of sight?
Everyone was here, no line of sight.
Okay.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, but you're not a healer. Okay, I will be right back. We will see you in a second.
Shooter's about to take it all himself. He's the champ. I DI'd the chamois just in case.
It's just about everything I had just to stay alive.
Yeah, I'm game for that. I could use a repair.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's pump. Let's pump. It's trash loot. Whatever. So, like, it's really interesting that even per the remarks of a Z163 here, while noticeably intoxicated, it's all about hitting the right buttons at the right time. Granted, the intoxication can affect that timing. However, knowing to hit the right buttons at the right time and knowing which targets to target will take you a very, very long way. Come on. Okay, so like literally just hitting the right buttons at the right time on that pole, whether intoxicated or not, I can neither confirm nor deny those allegations. Whether intoxicated or not, just hitting the right buttons at the right time is all it takes in order to be top DPS on a particular pole. Like, yeah, there's a little more to it for overall raid DPS. There's no arguing that. Like, yeah, absolutely there is more to that. To being overall top raid damage. That's a different metagame. If we're just talking about a single pull, there are a lot of things that you can do to be top damage on a single particular pull compared to others. Like, that's one of the main things that we're finding out in TPC Classic is that Fury Warriors aren't bad. In private server, Fury Warriors were bad, and there are reasons for that. One of those reasons is because on private server you would have 40% glancing blow, just like you had in classic servers, right? In classic vanilla, it was a 40% chance glancing blow if you had 300 weapon skill and you were fighting a boss that had 315 defense skill. That's why weapon skill was so important. That's why it was so important to use an axe if you were an orc, and why it was so important to use either a sword or a mace if you were human. or to wear Edgemaster's handguards. Like that's why it was so important, was because the calculations were all different based on weapon skill in vanilla. In TBC, they changed it to the point where
Well, clear up
it
your
doesn't matter. Like, it does matter what your weapon skill is. If you have weapon skill 1 and you're trying to use maces, then yeah, I mean, like,
Although
of
I guess
course
we
you're
have,
not going to hit anything.
I guess we have to clear this if we want to come backwards, right?
No.
No, because we need to go to the repair now, right? So if we go to the repair,
Oh, okay, sure.
Otherwise, I'm just jumping.
Yeah, there's people that need to repair.
But the weapon skill doesn't matter nearly as much in TBC as it did in Classic, because things like Edgemaster's handguards don't increase your weapon skill. They instead increase your expertise skill. Now, expertise, on the other hand, is a completely different stat that was added in TBC that reduces the chance to be parried or dodged, which means that expertise is much more valuable from the front than it is from behind. In fact, it is twice as valuable from in front as it is from behind. So if you're a tank, expertise basically counts twice. If you're a DPS and you're attacking from behind anyway, it doesn't count for nearly as much. And that's what they changed it to. So instead of weapon skill, it's actually expertise. So as an orc using axes, I get 5 expertise for free, which means an extra 1.25% hit. What are we doing? Another spite?
Yeet.
Okay. Who's tanking? Warden and who?
I mean, I would say you, probably.
Okay. Then I will take first green, and I will take second red.
Yep.
Cursor will take first blue. I don't know who wants another LeBlanc or Bastimo.
When we come out of a shadow phase, do you want me just to pick up the boss before the red spawns? So then
We just stay in.
I'll probably do the whole first phase LeBlanc.
he's taunting you.
Oh. Well, I was not paying attention.
Yeah, I'll do whole first phase. Drain tank the last bit of it.
Okay, so I'll take first green, and I will take second red.
Haven't seen you in tank here in a while.
I mean, it's been a little bit. There was that one raid when Blink was out of town.
Oh yeah.
So everyone staying in during Banish phase.
Yeah.
I'll have
Just
a
make
lot
sure
of
you
faith
spread
in my
out.
tailors.
What about Banish phase?
Make sure you spread out so we're not all getting hit by.
Are we going to the windows?
Nope.
Okay, stay in, spread out.
Word.
Okay.
Can I get a second pally buff, please?
Could
No.
Vivictus get a fortitude, please? I will be tanking on this fight. Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
5, 4, 3,
Okay, out of the way of the green beam. Out of the way of green.
See what you mean about the stacks, letting them drop off there. Red beam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Super important.
Yeah, if you let him drop off the boss, he doesn't get a huge amount of damage resistance. Spread out, spread out, spread out. Around him. Don't stand next to people getting close. And then move around his backside.
Fuck, could we have taken... I'm second green, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm second red, you're second green. He's moving, he's moving, he's moving. Different spots. Watch your portals.
I love that 27k dude.
Well played. I already got one, so I'm going to pass on it. Got one of those too. Pass.
I did 1.2k on that fight. Not bad. Not bad.
Do we want to do chess just with 3 people? Make it easier?
What?
2 demons and king, that's it? Just so no one
I
gets in the way?
mean,
It's
there-
honestly faster, yeah, it's faster.
is there any reason not to include other people on it?
Because they get in the way and you can't move your demons in the way of where they need to be, essentially. Unless people just understand the demons need to get in position.
Well, if nobody
Okay,
takes
so
a
the
pawn,
deal is that nobody moves the pawns. Never move the pawns because any of the face pieces can move 2 steps in front of the pawns. So just don't move any of the pawns. Everybody take the back pieces. Does everybody know what I'm talking about?
Just don't move in front of the demons. Demons are gonna go diagonal right to the middle, kind of, and right beside the ball to the
Right.
black hand. And we're just gonna AoE.
Right.
I'll chill and watch, just drink this beer. I'm fine with that.
Oh, that's fair.
Alright, we're
it's a
good.
good bio.
We got enough people
you know.
inside?
Exactly.
Who's on the king?
I'll get it.
Okay, cool.
I'll get the other demon
Here
in.
we go. So yeah, just max range the move, and you can move straight past the pawns.
Like whoever's in that dog right now, you need to not be there. You need to like just stay there. Don't move at all.
I mean, I don't know. It's like kind of hard to fuck up chess.
No, I mean, this is the joke, but it's like we can kill this in 30 seconds if we just do it this way, you know? Not 30 seconds, but...
Yeah, so move into the war chief. Demons move into the war chief.
Their fucking king isn't there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
what
we
the
gotta
fuck?
kill all their pawns and shit. That's okay. Okay, left demon move towards king.
just want to be beside him or close to him so you're in range of his lust.
You want to be one spot away. Okay, here we go. Lust in 3, 2, 1. There you go. I guess they really are going to make us kill all the pieces.
Yeah, fuck. It definitely does not work if he just sits there. Usually he moves up 2 squares.
Yeah, what the fuck? It's because you said something, that's why I know.
Best laid plans, right? Kicked his ass.
Vay, you want to tank for these next 2 pulls, 3 pulls?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Probably gonna get fucked up here.
Yeah, let me know what you want me to tank. You want me on next?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem.
Are you bringing them down? Or are we going up?
Yeah, we'll bring him down. We're gonna wait for the debuff to go away so that people can cast. But Vay is gonna be tanking X.
We can move up.
So yeah, while I'm not usually in tank gear, if ever there's a need for it, of course I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. I just figure these 2 guys, if I got both bleeds on me, probably gonna fucking die.
Am I on the unmarked? Who's on skull?
That's a good question.
Okay, that should be it. Got one at the top of the stairs and then Prince. Okay, so like, why does Las Vegas keep calling me and not stop calling me?
Did you give your
It's probably that.
your phone number to out one of those?
I mean, I was at Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago, but like, bro, stop calling me. I was already there.
You impregnate.
Or the girl you married.
yeah.
I'm calling to see if it was your 12-inch dildo you left behind.
It's always a dildo, never your dildo.
Yeah, you gotta share that shit.
The
Yeah, did you
airlines
give
never
your phone
imply
number to
possession.
One of those guys that be flicking the cards at you.
Oh no, we got plenty of those. Except those are hilarious.
try not to kill myself.
Yeah, don't seal blood, kill yourself.
Jeez, mana pots for days, LeBlanc.
Five, four, three,
So who's taking this?
one.
Warden. Warden will be tanking. Save cooldowns for phase 2. Enfeeble. Okay, back in. Okay, phase 2 soon. Phase 2. Pot cooldowns. What the fuck? How does Sunder keep falling off? Enfeeble, melee out.
Ooh, White's Justice.
Ooh, that lights justice.
Elite rolls tonight, baby.
Holy shit.
Wow, wow.
You can have it, Trader.
Oh yeah, def give that to Dark Lightning.
First time I've seen that thing drop.
Oh, for real? I thought everybody had it at this point.
Good to see it. Nope, never.
Oh no, that's good. That's super good.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
GG.
Did you also get that Mithril Band of Heroism? Because isn't that good for Enhanced Shaman too?
I think I got it.
No, Coronas is better.
I just know that I already have one, so I didn't roll on it. That should
Which
be
gem
good
is
for
the
you.
caster hit gem again? I can't remember.
Veiled. Veiled or Great. Great is the yellow one. That's +8. Veiled is the one that's super good. It's hidden damage.
Yeah.
Who am I mailing these shards to?
Just mail them to me and I'll just put them in the G-Bank.
Yeah, or I can stick them at the G-Bank, either way. I don't care. It's not really a big deal. We
Thanks,
have
guys.
a couple hundred in the G-Bank already.
Hey, thanks for coming, man. Yeah, even if, fuck, I don't care if you fucking keep.
Yeah, like it's really not a big deal. We're gonna need them eventually, but not right now.
Which one's the hit gem, sorry?
Fucking
Veiled
bug.
or Great. Okay. That's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you very
Hope
much
y'all
for
does,
watching.
uh,
I am gonna go
hope
eat
y'all
some
does a great job.
tacos. Thanks Z163 for watching through the entire raid. Like,
Oh,
I
at
really
least I got
appreciate
my
you
gloves
being here and
finally,
talking to me the whole
fuck.
time. If you want to pick my brain about anything else, like I'm happy to talk about anything you want to know. Here, let me drop you an invite to the Discord.
So you got Subtlety the cloak?
Invite people,
Let me
copy.
log over and check.
Apparently, I can't do it on Restream. Hang on, I gotta let up YouTube. YouTube. Hang on, hold on just a second. I got you. Let me get on the chat. Oof.
Negative. I
There you
got
go.
spell pen.
What do you need? Subtlety?
Yeah.
I think I might have it. One sec.
Okay, there you go. That should do it. That is the link to the Discord. In order you want to, if in case you want to get a hold of me, that is the streams Discord. There are like 4 people that talk in there, but we share
Fucking
memes back
elite
and forth.
roll on that helm.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching.
I mean,
We
I
will be
spent
back
12 and
Sunday
15, I'm
night.
like,
Sunday
yeah, I'm gonna
night will
roll
be an
and clearly
official
win
raid
this, so
with
this
the
is gonna be a
vintage
good
25
Oh,
man
yeah, fucking
to finish
12.
Kael'thas. So tune in on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for Kael'thas. There might be another Karazhan between now and then. The best way to know when I go live is, of course, to follow the channel and subscribe and hit the notification button. I still have one character left for a Karazhan if one happens to come up, so we'll see.